I'm thinking, now it's not the time, but also a month ago was not the time because people were everyone. If there's no violence, no one is paying attention usually, and so a month ago, no one cared. A year ago, no one cared, and I would take it even to governments. Every government in the world is outraged right now. Where was the outrage when they could have come and helped us in this conflict? The US government completely ignored it, believed the status quo is sustainable. Europe completely ignored it, did nothing. And now they are outraged. I think their outrage is late. We don't need people and governments to be outraged only when there is violence. Unfortunately, when the violence dies down, the assumption is that's it. We've solved it. No, we haven't. The time when there is no violence is the time, yeah, to work hard to get to a point where we don't have violence again, where we can find peace, justice, freedom for everyone in this security, for everyone in this land. And unfortunately, it only happens like again the outrage. It's either wartime, you can't talk about peace, or it's sustainable conflict. We don't need to talk about peace because there's no violence. So basically, we don't do anything because it's either violence or sustainable quiet.
Right.
That's the two aspects people have, and absolutely no, this is exactly the time for us to speak. This is the time for us to say this can't continue. It's people's lives. Like I think we watching like it's almost a football game, and who scores more goal, and now is the time to demonize this or demonize that. This is not a football game. The people I know who are hurt, they not they're not looking at this. Oh, interestingly, most of the people who lost family members that I personally know have been saying, we don't want revenge. We don't want retaliation. Killing children elsewhere doesn't make our lives better. I know it from my own story. My brother was killed doesn't make me celebrate revenge. This doesn't make you feel better. It makes you feel bitter. And eventually it will hit you that I supported this. I think somewhere, I'd like to believe at least, somewhere in our hearts and our minds, it will hit you at some point if you're supporting killing any civilian, any human being, any person
Right.
who completely, especially kids. That's why I was seeing all the things happening in Gaza, and I wasn't thinking, oh, I'm Palestinian, these are Israelis, so where does my sympathy have to be? Screw that. That's nonsense. These are kids, these are civilians. My sympathy absolutely with them, whether they're Israeli or Palestinian. My thinking is this is wrong, period. I don't care. Yeah, I'm anti-occupation. It doesn't justify it. Yes, I'm against injustice toward Palestinians. It doesn't justify it. And vice versa. It works both ways. If we find a way to demonize and dehumanize the other side, then eventually we okay even with genocide.
Right. One of the first steps to genocide is dehumanization.
Right.
Um, Very well said, brother.